Chris?
I got you. I hear you.
Okay.
You hear me?
Okay. Yep.
For vocal, you hear me?
Yep. Yes.
Good.
And then Adam McRory.
Yeah, he's the assistant fire chief. He usually joins us, and the building inspector is muted. So
we can. He might be muted on purpose.
Okay.
But I'll ask him to unmute.
Okay.
Hey Bill, I'm going to have to leave by about 6 because I've got something else I've got to get to.
What's that? Or you have another meeting?
No, it's our anniversary. We've got a big celebration coming up.
Whoa! Oh my!
Yeah.
I expect this is going to be kind of long.
Yeah, I've got to leave at 5:45. So
okay.
If it lasts that long, I'm gone.
Well, happy
Somehow
anniversary.
got muted again. We have Rich D in the waiting room. Should I just let everybody in?
I guess anybody can that has the agenda because they can. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to admit.
It seems like I hear Ted Jones. He could. Yeah, he could. He's with the building inspector. Yeah, Dan Fry. Yeah.
All right, everybody, welcome.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill
I think
Moore.
we might.
Yes.
Staying up here with you. Come on in. Grab a seat. I will here in a second. I'll buzz things off.
We have Mr. Revis with us and Rich D.
That's Rich Downing with Cry-Like representing the Ables.
Okay.
And I've never done Zoom, so bear with me.
Good. We're all learning.
Okay.
We learn every time.
Hello, Bill.
Hey, Grady.
How are you?
All right.
Hello, Grady.
Is that Ted?
That's me, Grady. I'm here in the office with Dan.
How you doing, Ted? Have you thawed out yet?
My hips bothering me, and I can't hardly walk.
Cold weather?
I'm going to tell them tonight they better find somebody before the next one.
You're going to give them a month, huh?
Give them another month. I gave them 3 months, 4 months already.
They ought to have plenty of time, oughtn't they, then, Ted?
Well, you know how it is.
I do.
As long as they got a bird in hand, they're not going to be too worried about hunting one.
I understand.
We couldn't do it without you.
My phone messed up the last time. I didn't have any audio on it. And so I decided I'd just come down here and see if I could do it from down here.
Commission. Board of Zoning Appeals.
It looks like Dennis.
Hello, can you hear me?
It looks like Dennis. It's Ted.
Yeah, we can hear you, Dennis.
Okay, thank you.
Well, Dan got a picture on me.
Hello, Dennis. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Absolutely.
It's been at the dental office all day.
2 303s. Mm-hmm. What's the bird? Just the regular out. Just regular on bridge. I was going to load you some of them and give it to you if you wanted it.
Yeah. I'm not
I've got some 303 bullets. I got 303 brass.
Do you really?
Yeah. And I don't have any use for it since I don't have a gun.
Yeah, I got 208 for you.
I had one at one time, but got it. The American Legion had one.
Yeah.
I don't ever have them do them. I just want to get one of them.
Let me see how you get play.
I said, we've already had all this coldness and we ain't wearing no mask.
Bobby, come on in. I'm not a chair, right?
I'm not on this planning commission anyway. I mean, BZA.
Somebody needs to come in and put a mask on.
Meeting date. to the 16, I think. It is 16, yes.
Cold out there today, isn't it?
Ted.
It's been chilly.
Are you working inside?
4 to
Yeah, most of the day. I had some out a little bit.
20 appeals.
Somebody need to come in here.
It's supposed to be
I don't know. That's why I just popping this on.
No.
I hate this thing. My breathing like it is anyhow. It just makes it rough.
You done had it. Take it off.
I've done had it. He's had it. I've had it.
In the morning? What's that on?
Hello, Larry. How are you?
Yeah.
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm wonderful. Thank you.
Good.
Commission. I don't know how they ever got this me starting out these meetings. I've always been second.
What's the use of having planning commission on BZA?
You need to go, young man.
How you doing?
Well, good, dude. Can't hardly walk. You don't sit on over here.
No, I'm gonna stand at the door. I'm not on this BZA anyway.
I'm not gonna be.
Roll me a chair over there. Then.
I'm good. I've been sitting all day.
Well, come on, I'll let you pull my shirt down when it works up.
I'll put the drawers out.
You know, I can depending on your hat there. That looks good.
My brother bought me the hat. I got him one similar to it. He retired too.
Yeah, Bob retired out.
Yeah. So, I don't want to show them something that none of them had. What do you want to get?
Yeah.
Took me a long time.
Yeah, they was an E9 school too, wasn't it?
Oh, well, almost time. What all you got? You got to take a test too.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Hey, Ted?
Yes.
I've got 5 o'clock.
That's what I was looking at up here. I'm hunting my glasses. All right. With our nation battling COVID-19 and the passing of Executive Order 65 of Governor Lee, governments are allowed to temporarily hold virtual meetings to protect public health, safety, and welfare, and to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Public will not be allowed to access this meeting except by electronic means in order to limit the number of attendees to no more than 10 people, as mandated. If you are interested in attending this meeting, you can use the following options. Zoom app, meeting ID 872-5579-3780, password 54321, or call 1-929-205-6099. Meeting ID 872-5579-3780, password 54321. December the 18th, 2020.
Let's see what you're reading, Ted.
Up here.
All right, let me trade this for you.
You got a new one?
For this right here. Put that one right there. You carry on. You've already read the same thing. Just let's go with.
Okay. This is a new one. Okay. I've been corrected on 2 or 3 things. It don't matter.
Set this down right there.
The Board of Zoning Appeals is now in session. Called order. I did that.
Hey, Grady, did you want to call that or you want me to call that?
You waiting on me to call the roll?
if that's what you want to do, you go right ahead.
I'm ready. Chairman Jones.
Here.
Vice Chairman Moore.
Here.
Secretary Davis is here. Commissioner Charles Davis.
Here.
Commissioner Joe Runyon. Here. We're all here, Ted.
Okay. Any phone participants?
This is Richard Downing. I'm representing the Able family.
Okay, Richard, you're going to be in the next meeting, okay? Which
Okay,
it's okay. You stay right there, but we're going to get you down in the next one.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm going to try to move the dog.
We have Joe Runyon.
Here.
And Grady Davis.
Yes.
Who else we have on phone?
Tom Solomon, City Manager.
Larry Lowry from Lazy Boy.
This is Dustin Hicks for Dillard Construction on behalf of Hiawassee Packaging.
This is Kerry Neighbors with Dillard Construction.
You're getting old as all.
Adam McCrory from the City of Dayton Fire Department.
There's Mr. Adam. Yeah.
Dennis Van Meter, rock solid.
Van Meter.
Bobby McKenzie.
Chanel Hippix, Southeast Tennessee Development District.
That's your new state plan.
Oh, is that the new state plan? You better look in the chat.
Did I hear Jeremy was on the phone also?
Yeah, I'm here.
No. Okay, Jeremy. I thought we were missing one there. Have we missed anybody? I think we might have it.
Okay. Approval of the minutes of the previous meeting for January the 19th, 2021.
You didn't get a minutes in your packet. I emailed some out today. If anybody didn't get them on the board, let's just pass on that till next month. We didn't have those for when the packet went out.
And I think we've already recognized all the citizens that's here. I don't have anything other than anything from you, Dan. Whole business.
Yeah, hang on. Let me catch up to you, Ted. All right. So the minutes are waiting till next month. We recognize their citizens. You're not communicating anything to us at the moment, and I'm not getting a report from staff. No report from our city manager. So now we're ready for old business.
Consideration of Lazy Boy sign with data.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, we talked about this last month, and the way we left it, Chad expressed a concern about one of the signs might actually be on the city property, and request we find out just exactly how far back off the city property the others were. We did do that. The two signs on Walnut Grove Road are off the property. One was off the property, off of the right of way, the city property that is, and onto Lazy Boy property by approximately 6.5 feet, which needs a variance of 8.5 feet. The other one is out of the city right of way by approximately 6 inches or 1/2 foot. And so it needs a variance of, where's my math here? Well, I didn't do the math on that, but we can figure that out. That's pretty easy. It's 6 inches off the right of way. When we get over to Manufacturer's Drive, we have at least on the map, a 90-foot right of way on that road. And there is very little of anything on that road that is not on the city right of way. So there is a bush bed on the city right of way. There is Lazy Boy fence on the city right of way. And there is that sign is in the city right away by approximately 26 feet. So It's definitely on the right of way. The purpose of the signs is to direct truck traffic to the right place. The placement of the signs is pretty good placement for, it's probably as good as you're going to get for doing that. And there is a safety concern of trucks backing out into the roadway when they start down the wrong driveway. And that's what's driven the placements of the signs where they are. I think that's a recap of where we've been on that. And
I think the signs look good, Dan. I don't see where else they could put them. I'll say that for the.
There isn't hardly any place.
I think they're well done, and I don't know anywhere else they could put them that would achieve what they're trying to do. So
that was the city manager, guys. I guess what our next move is to see if we have a motion. That's Ted's job. I'm sorry,
Ted. Ted will make a motion to approve the Lazy Boy signs with the variances that Dan just spoke of.
I second that motion.
Hey,
more make a motion. Yeah.
Hey, Ted.
Yeah.
This is Grady. Hang on just a second. The signs on Walnut Grove Road, I don't have a problem with, even though one of them is just 6 feet off or 6 inches off the right of way. But the one on Manufacturers Road, I've got problems with, guys. That sign, once the sign's put up and you pull out from that parking lot, you're not going to be able to see past that sign until the car is out in the road. And there's 2 other signs just prior to that sign that tells the trucks not to pull in there. So I'm not sure what a third sign is going to accomplish that the first 2 signs does not.
Is it a safety issue there, Dan?
What?
That would be a judgment call, and
we did all these signs, and like Grady said, the 2 signs on the Walnut Grove Road, they're in front of Lazy Boy. No problem with those. No problem. The one sign, it's a duplication of signs on the Manufacturers Road. It's actually a duplication of signs, as Grady said there, and with 3 signs there, I don't know what 3 signs is going to do anymore. That sign would be better if it were up higher and bigger. I mean, it's the way I look at it, but it's all going to be on city property. There's no way that it can be anywhere else.
Well, no, we don't mind so much the city property part too. We don't want to create a hazard though. I mean, we don't want.
But right, and it's so much there, but it's going to be a hazard either way we do it. So,
hey Larry, is Mark on the phone with us or no?
Mark is not with me. Mark Pierce, are you on?
Okay,
Larry, this is Bill Moore. We talked about this, and you didn't think there'd be a problem with that. It didn't look like there would be with the visibility coming out of gate 4.
We didn't see an issue with the visibility. With regard to the 2 other signs that are northbound and southbound, they both refer to an employee entrance that's further ahead and then deliveries that are beyond that. So the purpose of the structure that we're talking about is really more to mark the employee entrance. It's a little bit more of a visual thing that this is the actual employee entrance and that truckers should continue to move on. I can see where you think it's redundant. It is directing you to go past the employee entrance, but this monument actually, is right in front of the entrance saying, this is the employee entrance, continue, keep going.
We were told that the actual size of the sign is about the size of the base that the pole is on. Is that true, Larry?
That's true. There's a monument base, and then the sign is roughly the same size and it sits on top of it.
And once that sign's on that pole, and I was also told that probably during shift change, there's a lot of cars lined up on side of the road there for shift change. And I don't know how you're going to see past the sign without getting out in the road. That's my only concern, guys. I don't have a problem with the Walnut Grove. I do have an issue with the one on Manufacturers Road. Yes.
Brady, I didn't see a problem with cars lining up and pulling into gate 4 at all. I don't think the signs are going to obstruct them at all. Coming out.
No, that's Bill, that's my point. Someone coming out of the parking lot,
yeah,
with cars lined up and the sign. I was up there the other day and pulled in and out through the outside of the, and I don't know, it looks like it's an issue to me. And if we approve it, guys, we've got to have something that says, hey, this sign's on city property. If there's an issue here, Lazy Boy's going to have to bite the bullet and dig it up or whatever, you know. Place water line under it or sewer or whatever that's on city property.
I think we covered that part last time, and Larry and then we're in agreement with that being the case, since we're not following the setbacks required. On that part, that speaks to the, if it's ever an issue, we have to run a water line down there or something in the future. It's not going to be the city's expense. And we can write that into this. Larry, is there any way to raise the height of that sign a little bit so visibility underneath of it can be obtained easy enough?
I'd have to speak with the sign company to see if we could elevate it.
Brady, did you have any idea how much that sign would have to be raised?
No, it would be variable, Bill, depending upon what kind of vehicle you were in.
Well, if you're in a pickup truck would be higher, I guess.
Yeah, if you're in a 4-wheel drive truck that's 3 foot off the ground, you got a problem, NC.
Well, Mark, I guess is he in charge of this for Lazy Boy. He's got a high truck and could use it as a guide. It sets high up off the ground.
We need to have some kind of a solution for this.
We called to find out how far down from the top of the pole the sign would come, and spoke with Mark, and I think the answer was 5 feet from the top of the pole. Does that sound right, Grady?
Yeah.
So
guys, we can approve the location, but I think Lazy Boy needs to look at it as far as a safety issue goes.
Like that part of our inspection, Dan, if let them place it, if we determine it's a hazard, then they would have to either raise it or, I mean, if they want to go that route.
Larry, did you hear that?
I did. To repeat it, just so I understand, we would be okay to install it, but then we'd have to review it. And if it turns out to be a safety issue, we would have to commit to either raising it or removing it entirely.
So,
creates a hazard.
So suppose that we meet out there and we pre-approve the height prior to given a certain distance down the road or something. Prior to the install, we approve the location tonight and approve it with a height that gives us a safety visibility based on the speed of the road. You know, I think that's a pretty low speed road, but
well, it's supposed to be 30, but it's about 50.
Yeah. And Larry, if I understand correctly, Larry,
correct.
that only cars and trucks, small pickup trucks would be exiting gate 4. There's not any semis coming out of there.
That's correct. Yeah, only personal vehicles.
Yeah. Okay. So we just have to get the sign height right so pickup trucks and cars can look underneath it, apparently.
I can pull up my drawing and tell you how high that total sign sits if you'd like to know that right now.
And you could put an extension on it too, to raise it.
Right, I'd have to get some ideas from the sign company. It's the base is already installed and the mounting pole is, but maybe they've got an idea for.
I just think, guys, Lazy Boy needs to look at it as a safety concern. That's my issue.
We want to approve the 2 variances on the Walnut Grove Road, and then the one on Manufactured Road subject to a review
by the city. I think that would work too. And then Dan and I can look at it, make sure that it's safe if there's an issue. Like
Bill, will you amend your motion to that effect?
Yes. That's what I understood.
So I've got the 2 on a motion with a second from Joe to approve the 2 on Walnut Grove Road with the requested variance, and then to approve the location. See if I get this right.
Manufacturers Road.
Location of sign on manufacturers with the height of the sign subject to review to provide visibility.
Subject to approval by the city. City will have to go look at it, whatever they want to do there.
Dan and I'll do that.
Any input from Southeast Development?
From my perspective, I think you guys are on the right track with looking at the height and the line of sight issues first before you approve the one on Manufacturers Road. And if there's no issues with Walnut Grove, I don't have any comments.
Thank you. You want me to call the roll, Ted?
Yes, sir, please.
Yes, sir. Call the roll.
Chairman Jones?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Moore?
Aye.
Secretary Davis, yes. Charles Davis?
Yes.
Joe Runyon?
Yes.
All ayes, Ted.
Okay, thank you. The new business.
Thank you all.
Hey. Anybody else have anything on that? Okay, consideration of Hiawassee packaging, driveway matters. Dan?
Okay, Hiawassee Packaging is building a new building over on Greenway Boulevard, and one of the drawings they've turned in for a site drawing shows a driveway that is larger than what our city ordinances allow me to approve. They're requesting Dustin, do we end at 100 foot on that? Is that where we ended up?
I wrote it in as 99 feet.
99 feet, okay. So we have access requirements, access control requirements in our ordinance, and we limit that to 30 feet. There's some issues with 30 feet and tractor trailers and loading docks and so on and so forth. They are asking for a variance from 30 feet to 99 feet on that location. We have a number of similar occurrences around the city, and I think they're probably going to need something larger than 30 feet.
We did go and look at that. Grady and myself and Dan, we went up there, and while we were there, semi-trailer came in to the existing plant there in their turnaround. He made one of the sharpest turns. He's a good driver, is all I'd say. 65 feet, I think, is what it took him to completely turn around. He locked the back wheels and went around on there, and it was very, I would never have thought that they could turn that sharp. So I think that we decided that the only thing that can be done there, if they want the 100 foot or 99 foot, as he said, extension on that opening there, I would say that's about all that we've got room to give there. And if that's going to be sufficient, which I have my doubts, but it's not for me to tell drivers how to drive. So have anything on that you want to add to that?
Well, you know, you guys are the voting body. You make the decisions, but I think that that gives them adequate and safe way in and out of there. The reason for the access regulations is to prevent situations like we have on Maley Holler Road, where you just have one access the whole way down both sides of the street, and you have a very unsafe driving condition with people backing in and out. Over here on this packaging plant, the concern I would have would be for trucks pulling up perpendicular to the new building or parallel with Greenway and then backing in. But I think the way that they've got this going on, they're going to leave enough room in that parking lot that probably any regular tractor trailer with a single axle cab is probably going to be able to come in there, turn right around, and back into the loading dock in a safe situation.
And I think an advantage of what you're saying, it's a low traffic area anyway.
Yeah, very low.
It's a low traffic area, yeah, and it's mostly trucks. We have, you know.
Yeah.
So. I don't vote on this. I just give you the info. If nobody's got any questions, I mean, if it was up to me, I don't see a problem with it. But if you got questions, I'll be happy to answer.
I don't have a problem with giving them a 100-foot extension on the road coming in. Give them more. Trucks need more room than what they've got there. They just and with that, they may be able to accomplish what they're wanting to do there. So. I have no problem with it. I don't know what Grady thinks about it, but
I don't have a problem with it either, Ted.
So
I think it'd be safer to have a wider entrance there than it would to have the trucks trying to back off the road, even though it is not a very busy road.
Do I have a motion on this?
I'll make the motion to approve the variance for the entrance.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
A second, Bill Moore.
Bill Moore, second. All in favor?
I call the roll, Ted.
Call the roll.
Chairman Jones?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Moore?
Aye.
Secretary Davis votes yes. Commissioner Charles Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Joe Runyon?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Take care of that one.
It takes care of that.
We have a couple late breaking items toward the end of last week. And one, you should have got a second packet, and it's in that second packet. That's gonna be the next meeting. Yeah, that's the next one. It should look like this, Ted, right here. It's going to be an application from Jeremy Revis for property owned by Bobby McKenzie. Let me see if I got another call here. We'll just show it. I'll get it right here. So what we've got, you ready for this?
I'll let you go ahead and tell them what the problem is. Right?
So what we have is Bobby has two lots over there adjacent. One faces Market Street and one faces 4th Avenue. So the 4th Avenue one is a rather narrow lot. It's a 50-foot lot. It is behind an old house that faces Market Street, and she wants to put a building on that house. So, I'm sorry, on that lot. And that lot is less than 7,500 square feet. We have a rule that says that in no case shall a board of zoning appeals permit a residence to be erected on a lot whose width at the building line is less than 50 feet and or whose total area is less than 7,500 square feet. So in order, it's already 50 foot, but to get the 7,500 square feet, she would like to steal 5 feet from that and bump it onto the other one. And there's one more thing about this, and that is that we have another ordinance that says this is an R4 zone. And we, in an R4 zone, we have an ordinance that says that any new construction shall conform to the residential nature of this district. There's not too much residential about the buildings around it. And she would like to build a metal building to put a residence inside of that. The appearance on the front would be residential looking, but it will be a metal building and it'll look somewhat commercial, not although there will be a residential look on the front, but it's next to a block building. It's in front of a block building. There's Chat State just right kind of a hair down the road and everything. So what we're really looking for here is to say bless you on the steel building. And Jeremy, did I miss anything there?
No, it sounds, I mean, I'm learning. So.
Taking this 5 feet off of this other property, does that have to go to the planning commission?
It's a moving of a lot line, so it's really not a subdivision.
So it's not, so he could actually just take it off of that lot.
I think we can do that with a signature. And the lot is, the other lot is 100.
I believe you can do it. You and he can do, they can do that, you and Bobby.
Yeah, I think we're okay there. I really just want a little bit of comfort on this this kind of nebulous judgment call on the residential.
I don't know where this is. It's on 4th Avenue. It's where Jimmy Bird has got his office building there. It's on there, right in behind the high school gymnasium up the street there from it. Across the street from the funeral home. You go into the back part of the funeral home going up by that. We used to park all of the certain buses there next to Jimmy's building. This is the building, the house in front is the old Frazier home. It's right next door to where the flower box is. And they're going to take the 5 foot off the back of that lot and add it to that 50-foot lot, because you all know, or you should know by now, every lot in Dayton is 50 foot wide, or maybe even less. I mean, it's a Garden Hire subdivision was nothing but 50 foot lots. Every house used to be 2-story houses, and they were all fit on a 50-foot lot real good. So to get the 7,500 square foot, 5 foot off of that other lot will give them what they need to put the metal building, which is going to be a residential building, not a workshop or anything of that nature, the way I understand it.
Ted, I did leave out a significant detail here. I'm sorry. Lot in an R4, no lot shall be less than 75 feet wide at the building setback line. This is an already existing lot, and the reason we can't go to 75 feet borrowing space from the other lot is because now we would be encroaching on the house setbacks and stuff on the other lot. So we do have an existing 50-foot lot. I can't permit that without you guys giving me some sort of okay right there, based on 705 number 5 lot width. So we are looking for a variance of 20 feet on the width of the lot.
So you're wanting a variance of 20 foot?
Yes, ma'am.
Dan, section 15.04, lots of record, in number 3. I know you did just mention that it may encroach, but the rough measurements on the online map make it appear it might be a possibility without encroaching in the area of the adjacent house, though the trees there may not stay on that property. It would need to be demonstrated that there's no way that could be an option before you considered a variance. So since the owner of both properties is the same person, it's contiguous and under the same ownership, then the substandard lot not meeting the minimum requirements of the zoning ordinance should be combined to form one or more lots that meet that minimum standard. So is there any way that we could move the property line by 25 feet to give it the proper width?
I'm not sure how to check that on the map while I'm on this Zoom call, but I guess what I'm thinking, Jeremy, do you happen to remember the measurement from the back of the house to where the 25 feet would result to?
No, I don't. I never actually checked that because I thought later in the ordinance we read that if it's an existing lot of 50 feet, as long as you meet the 7,500 square feet requirement, the 75-foot rule wasn't even a thing to have to consider.
What we read was absolute minimum lot size 15.06. In no case shall the Board of Zoning Appeals permit a residence to be erected on a lot whose width at the building line is less than 50 and or whose total lot area is less than 7,500 square feet. And this is what one thing we talked about last year, how we're punishing an owner who has two lots together, but not one who doesn't, you know. So I do remember checking that measurement on the map, but I don't remember what it was, and it seemed like, I could be wrong, but it seemed like we were unable to get that 25 feet, and I can't say that for sure. Let me try something here for a minute with this screen. See if I can get that map pulled up.
I'm gonna run the school board. If you need me, just holler at me.
All right. Give me just a minute to boot this computer.
Jeremy, while he's doing that, you're making the one lot on 4th Avenue, 7,500 feet or so. What's the square footage on the other lot that faces on Market Street? How many square feet?
There we go.
Dan would have to confirm that what doing there, but it was like
bear with me a minute.
25,000 or something like that.
Oh, 25,000.
As it sits now, it's the same width as the lot that we're talking about, and it's quite a bit deeper off of.
Okay.
Of course, you got setbacks on it that are 35 feet. Or maybe.
Looks like we've got 44 feet approximately from the carport to the property line. And that would leave us then our rear yard. If we take 25 of that, we're going to be a rear yard setback left of would that be 19? Is my math right on that? Which yes. We're supposed to be 20 feet for the principal structure. So I don't know. I think we're
so we're going to have a variance either way then, right?
I think you guys probably need to hash it out. I think if we, I think she owns both of them. I think she's forking over 5 feet. I think it helps us meet the absolute minimum lot size standard.
7,500 square foot is a minimum size.
Yeah, that's a according to 1506, you can't permit a house on less than that. Okay, so but also we have this other rule that says we're supposed to be 75 feet at the building line in an R4, but this is a lot that predates that rule. So what we're really asking her to do is kind of hurt one lot to get another, and on a pre-existing 50-foot lot.
You know, since they own both lots, we need to let her get what she wants off of that other lot. And she owns both of them to get on that, whatever the minimum is required right now on that lot that she wants to build on. Excuse me.
Chanel, are you taking the position that we really should push the issue to get a full 75 feet at the building line? Is that what you're saying there?
It just has to be proven or demonstrated that there's no way that this could be an option before you consider a variance.
Is our sound off, or is it? Can anybody hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? Our sound was going through the TV. Hold on a minute, guys. We got no sound over here.
Did they hear us?
I don't know. Hey, Chanel.
Yes, Dan.
I'm sorry. We had a technical issue there for a few minutes. I messed up. I tried to get to the map on the computer. When I did away with my sound. I'm sorry. So were you able to hear anything we said?
I was able to hear everything. Yep. I think everybody was as well, right? Yep. I saw some nods there. So you asked if there are any other hangups. The only thing that I can say about this is that you all would have to demonstrate that there's no way, because these are two contiguous lots, that there's no way that we can move the lot line 25 feet without encroaching on the other home and its setbacks. And then in that way of being able to demonstrate that that wasn't a possibility, then you can consider a variance to the width or as to why they couldn't combine the lots.
So how does that play into hurting the future potential value of that lot that faces Market Street? Or is that not a consideration in this case? I would think it would be, but
I don't see the economic value of this being considered. I think this is just strictly having to do with setbacks and property widths.
yeah, I really wasn't speaking to economic value. I was speaking to the potential size of any future thing done with that lot that faces Market Street later on. You know, in other words, we're saying we're playing on this 1506 here, but then based on what you're saying that we really need to go further, which is really cutting into available space on that lot for some sort of future. I
wouldn't worry about it. It's her lot, and if she wants to take this off of it for this other one, you know, it's her loss, you know, one way or the other.
I'm not sure what you meant, Ted. Say that once more. I'm not sure I followed you.
She owns both properties.
Correct.
She needs to take enough property off of this one house, regardless of what it does to the value of that house, to do what she needs to do on this house, and I would let her do it.
Is that a motion, Ted?
Beg pardon?
Is that a motion?
I ought to make it a motion. If you understand what I'm trying to say, if she needs 5 foot or 15 or 20 foot, let her have what it has to have for that one lot. That is a very mixed area through there with businesses, offices, and whatever. I don't have a problem with letting her take whatever she needs to take off of the house lot to make this other one work for her.
I guess what the question then becomes, are we going to force her to take 25 more feet, or are we going to let her take 5 feet?
If 5 foot would give the 7,500, I'd go with that. I wouldn't worry about what that setback said in that area up there, because the rest of the buildings that they up there are sitting right on the property line just about. In fact, they are on the property lines because it's commercial type businesses. And they're right on the line up there. So I think we're punishing one thing to get something else done. If she can get it done with 5 foot off of that, that's what I'd give her is 5 foot, if that's what suits her. Or if Jeremy can do it with what he's got to have with 5 foot, build that building on there, 5 foot variance. That's what I would make a motion for. Give them that. If that'll do the job. Jeremy, will that do the job?
It will. And we could build on the site like it is as far as that goes, but we're just trying to meet that 7,500 mark. We moved the line 5 feet. We're up to like 7,800, which satisfies that number, and also will give us, plenty of room to do what we want to do.
Is it going to allow you to do anything with that Market Street lot, the one that faces there?
By taking the 5 feet off?
Yeah.
It won't affect the market.
You'll still have enough 7,500 there at least?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Dan, what's the Market Street lot zoned as?
I want to say it's also R4. I can't look at my map right now, Grady.
I'm pulling it up.
Should be able to get my sound through this tablet, and then I could.
And we got it up there on that big one.
Guys, folks, it appears to me that we're looking at a variance either way. We're going to have a variance on this existing lot because it does not meet the 75 feet.
Right.
And if you go another 25 feet on the Market Street lot, you're going to have a variance on it.
Yeah.
From the building. So, I don't have a problem with. I think they're wanting to try to do the right thing to get greater than 7,500 square feet to build an R4 residence on. I don't have a problem in doing it that way.
That's the way I look at it. It's 5 foot's going to give them the 7,500.
I think they're trying to do the right thing.
Yes.
Not like some of them, building a sign out in the middle of the road.
Right.
I'm kind of being facetious, folks. I'm sorry.
That was a good one. Yeah. We have 4th Avenue and Market Street. It looks like it's C1.
You saying like Market Street's a C1?
It looks like it, but let me take a closer look. Hang on just a moment.
You have commercial buildings on both sides of it.
That was my thinking, but I don't know.
Let me just look here.
Flower shop and a lawyer's office, which used to be a lawyer.
Yeah, it looks like it is. I can pull it up and share my screen with you all so you can see it. Actually, let me bring it up on this one. It'll take me just a moment.
Grady, the way some of these buildings are in these different zoning areas, and we might ought to have to go through some of this and change some of these zones. They're some mixed up now.
Yeah, I know. I agree, Ted.
There's commercial, might be an R4 there, but they got commercial buildings there and businesses on both sides. Plus you got the school, which is right there next to it. It's down the road there.
Jeremy, is there a future plan for that lot on Market Street, the corner lot, that you know of?
Bobby could speak to that better than
Bobby.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Sorry. Can you all see my screen?
Yes. Yes, we can. Thank you.
Okay, you are welcome. Go ahead, Bobby. Sorry about that.
Okay, so I want to put a metal building, which will be the garage, and then residential in the residential in the front, a garage in the back that would face the alley. The residential would face 4th Avenue. The house that sits on Market Street at this time is rental property for me. And what I want to do in the future is remodel that house to be my home.
Okay. So you plan on keeping it as a residence then?
I do.
Okay.
That's a good house, Bobby.
Thank you.
That's
Jim and I
that's the old Fraser home.
I remember that, Jack.
So that looks like R4 from the map you have on the screen there, Chanel.
Yep, it sure does. Surrounded by a C1.
That's right. Relatively surrounded.
Relative, yes, that's right.
No. Give 5 foot variance.
You just need somebody to, we need a motion, I guess. What we need.
I made a motion.
Oh, you did?
I made a motion to give a 5 foot variance, what you needed.
I think really they're moving the property line 5 feet, but they'll need a side variance. If I'm understanding right, Dan, is that correct?
We would need a variance. We would move the lot sideline 5 feet, and then we would need a variance on the width of the lot at the building line from 75 to 55.
That's 20 more feet.
That's right.
Is that your motion, Ted?
If that's what it takes to get what she needs there, that's what my motion is.
I'll second it, Ted.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Roll call, Grady.
Chairman Jones?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Moore?
Aye.
Secretary Davis votes yes. Charles Davis?
Yes.
Joe Runyon? Hey, Joe.
He might have had to leave unless he's on mute.
He had to leave 5:45.
Yeah. Anniversary.
Okay, if he votes no, you got 4 ayes, so it's approved.
Okay, that was under other business, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, we got one more here on this one that you gave us.
What do you got there?
Dennis.
That's going to be Planning Commission.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
okay.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I guess that's all we have.
Dan, wait a minute. Dan?
Yes, Bill.
On the Blueberry Hill, it
yes.
looks like there might be a variance required on that rear setback.
I think there's a little confusion on that, and that's my fault. I sent you out a copy of a plat that was not yet reviewed because I don't have the reviewed completed plat. I didn't have it at the time I sent that pack out, but that has been since corrected, and it's showing 20 feet on the corrected plat. Chanel, is that correct?
That's correct. And each lot will need to be approved for septic. Other than that, it looks great.
Okay.
We
don't have anything to do with septic though.
We have to make sure it's done, Bill, but we don't approve that. That is by the Department of Water Resources, state of Tennessee. And that's actually a changing process. It doesn't happen in Ray County like it used to.
Okay.
It's similar, but it doesn't happen that way. And Mr. Van Meter has employed a soil scientist to do the required work to have the septic tanks approved. I have a copy of the soil scientist's work on the plats, which tells him how many bedrooms he can have and where he can put septics and all that. But I do not have a signature from the state Department of Water Resources at this time.
Okay, so we can do everything at the Planning Commission to approve it and let him go ahead, with the exception of septic.
I guess what we could do is, and I don't know, this is more of a question, can we approve it? And of course, we have to get all the signatures anyway. I don't have the plat yet to get the signatures on, but can we possibly approve it? Well, we're in the wrong meeting still for this, but can we possibly approve it pending, the signature of the state on that, which we have to have anyway to go. What Dennis is looking for is a final plat. It's a minor subdivision, And because it's 4 lots or less, it's on an existing road, there's no improvements. So we would be approving it as a final, and he's allowed to bring that as a final in one meeting rather than a preliminary and a final. So what we would be, go ahead.
We don't need a variance then. We've done everything we can do and pass it in the planning commission.
That's right. And I see Southeast shaking her head, so I don't know why we can't approve the plat, preliminary or whatever, and then when he gets the final, we can sign it. Dan, in my position.
Okay. Well, that'll be next meeting's discussion.
Do we have to bring it back to another meeting?
No, I'm sorry. I mean, we're in the Board of Zoning Appeals. We just need to close out of this.
I'm looking for a motion.
Okay.
We're out of the Board of Zoning Appeals. I'm looking for a motion.
Make a motion that we adjourn.
Have a motion to adjourn.
Charles Davis. I'm sorry, Charles Davis here.
Thank you,
Make
Charles.
a motion.
I'll second.
And Grady, the Davis brothers.
That's right.
That's right.
Hey,
me and Charlie are tied, ain't we, Charlie?
That we are. We are.
Hey, Miss Hippix, I believe the chief is holding on the line. He's trying to get in. He was late getting into the call. Is he on there? We can add him in. There he is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay.
Mr. Moore is yours.
Not yet. Chuck, are you wanting to speak in the BZA meeting?
Well, I'm simply here as an attendant. I have no plan to speak unless needed.
Okay. All right. So I guess where we're about, Grady, were you about to call roll on an adjourn?
Yes.
Okay. I'm ready when you're ready, Grady.
Chairman Moore.
Jones.
Here.
It's okay. That's all right. I'm writing it down.
Vice Chairman Moore.
Aye.
Chairman Jones.
Here.
Secretary Davis votes yes. Charles Davis.
Yes.
And okay. Joe's not here.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just catch up on the notes here just a second.
Would you like for me to send you that plat? I emailed it. I believe I emailed it to you, but I can email it again.
I do have it now. I just can't print it off and have it be to scale. I need James's version of it so that the plat is to scale and whatnot. And then we, you know, the one he's going to get recorded. So I'm not sure. I don't know what went wrong, but I don't have it yet. So, okay, I'm ready there, Mr. Chairman, when you're ready.
Ready on the Planning Commission?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With our nation battling COVID-19 and the passing of Executive Order 71 by Governor Lee, governments are allowed to temporarily hold virtual meetings to protect public health, safety, and welfare, and to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The public will not be allowed to access this meeting except by electronic means in order to limit the number of attendees to no more than 10 people as mandated. If you are interested in attending this meeting, you can use the following options. The Zoom app meeting ID is 852-9914-2944 with a password of 770880 or call 1-929-205-6099 with a meeting ID the same as for the Zoom, 852-9914-2944, and the password is the same as the Zoom app, 770-880. And call the meeting to order. We read the statement. Item number 3, the regularly scheduled monthly meeting for February 16th is being held by Zoom and or phone conference call. To participate, please follow the options we just described. This meeting complies with Governor Lee's Executive Order 71. Item 4, roll call by the Secretary.
Chairman Moore.
Aye. Here.
Vice Chairman Jones.
Here.
Secretary Davis is here. Commissioner Charles Davis.
Here.
I'm assuming Joe Runyon is still absent, and Bobby Dawes.
Bobby is in a school board meeting at the moment. And so we are on 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 7.
4 out of 6.
I'm sorry, yeah. 4 out of 6.
So we got a quorum. And then 5, roll call of any phone participants.
Dennis Van.
This is Rich Downing.
Chuck
the family.
Anyone else on the phone?
Adam, are you still there?
I am, yes, sir. I was calling in. I was muted, so I'm here.
Chanel Hicks from the Development District is here.
Chanel. All right, I've got Dennis, Rich, Adam, Chuck, Chanel. Have I missed anybody?
Good.
We're okay.
Item 6, approval of the minutes of the previous meeting from January the 19th. Everybody get a copy of those?
I didn't, Bill.
You
I
did?
didn't either.
Oh, you did not. Okay.
Yeah, they did not get in your packet. I sent an email of those out today.
Okay,
so
we can hold that to the next meeting. The one thing I do see in both the BZA and the planning is we still haven't gotten Chanel's last name spelled correctly. So if we get that straightened out, okay. Item 8 or 7, recognition of citizens. I don't believe we have any other than what's on the agenda. Communications from the chairman, none. Reports from staff and committees. Dan, did you have anything?
I do not have a report at this time, sir.
Okay. Item 10, old business, and we can cover the Van Meter Blueberry Hill final plat.
Yeah, I was going to do that under under other business, but we can do it under old business. So this is a plat. You got it pretty late. I give it to you last Friday, I think, but it's in that second package you got, and it's 4 lots in an R1. I'm sorry, in an R3 zone. He's applying for 4 building lots is what he wants out of that tract of land. They all meet requirements. One is a flag lot. It still meets requirements. Chanel has looked over and approved the plat from her end. We do not have the signatures yet from the Board of Health people. Any questions?
So it looks like we can approve it and just add all the necessary signatures from the different departments.
That's right. If Grady just doesn't sign till everybody's done like we normally do, and if we don't do that, then what happens is, if he gets that tomorrow, the next day or whatever, he's got to hold off another month till we approve it. So we can just prove it pending signatures as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. Chanel, do you have any?
I do. It will need to have soils map. It'll need to be approved for septic before you can approve the preliminary plat.
Okay, we're really shooting for a final plat, a preliminary and final in one night because it's a 4 lat. And I guess the question is, can we do that pending the signatures? The soil map is completed. I got a copy of that, but I don't have the one with the signature from the Board of Health.
Okay. Once you have the signature from the health department or the Board of Health saying that these properties can have septic and how many bedrooms that they're allowed to have, then you can approve the buildings of the properties. But until then, you can't sign off on a plat approval, final or preliminary, until that's done.
Can we approve it?
I don't sign until everybody else has signed anyway, Chanel. So.
But can we approve it with that contingency tonight?
We have before.
I know we have before, but
Chanel, we weren't asking to sign off. We were really asking, can this board take an action to approve that plat pending the necessary signatures? In other words, they'd be saying, we're good for Grady to go ahead and sign
this. We
this.
have done that before. We have approved things before we ever had the final plat in our hand.
This was to be the final plat.
I like the looks of it myself.
Yeah.
It looks great.
I'm glad to see something going up. I'm glad to see something going up on Blueberry Hill. I know Dennis has had that in his hand for a long time. I'm sure he's happy to get it going too. So as far as I'm concerned, I'll promise him I'll vote for it.
What does a contingency look like? What does it look like for you all to approve something with a contingency that there are still septic approvals that need to be done?
We should be able to approve something based on the fact that he will give Dan, if he don't give him the final plat signed, then it's not going to be worth a nickel anyhow.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
Does anybody mind? So we did I hired a soil scientist already, which has taken a month to get those results, which we have back, Soil Solutions. And, that's, you can't move past that point until you have the results. So the scientist has approved what we've divided here. So at this point, this just has to go to the health department, to the, to the environmental specialist, which, there's no strict timeline on how long that will take. But, it's already been approved by the soil scientist. So is that not enough information to make it valid or pending? Or how does that work?
Does the health department typically accept the soil engineer findings, or do they have to go out also?
I don't. It's a changing process. That they used to. This happened from the. It happened here in the county and everything. It doesn't work that way anymore. Chanel, can you see my camera by any chance? Can you put this up? I'm holding.
Let me look you up. Hang on just a second. All right, I've asked you to start your video.
Oh, you mean I never started my video?
No.
Ted sitting here looking so good and everything. Start video.
That new haircut. Nobody saw your new haircut.
I didn't want nobody to see me.
Is it okay? It starts video. Okay, let's try that. Now can you see it? Look at that.
All right.
All right.
I'm glad it took you that long, Dan.
Yeah, I would have ruined your night, huh? Okay, so here is a copy, if you can see that, of Dennis's. I don't know if you can make that full screen there, Chanel, or not. There you go.
Can everybody see it?
That is a stamped copy of from the engineer of Dennis's soil map, where the soil scientist came out, and you can see the engineer's seal. Boy, that's hard to do when you're looking at a screen. The seal's right there, and he's got his notes and all that, and so it's already this part's done. The way I understand the new process, that now has to go to the office and get approved in Chattanooga, you know, before it's before he ever gets the signature back. It's a different process than what it used to be, and it's gotten longer and longer since they went online, and you don't go up here to the health department anymore like you used to. So we have the soil scientists taken care of. What we're really saying is nobody's going to sign anything until the gentleman from the Department of Groundwater Resources signs on his line. And of course, Grady's always the last one to sign. But what we're saying is, can this board approve this tonight? And we just don't sign anything until, you know, we get the plats back. Everything's signed by the soil, by the environmental specialist.
What we've done in the past, guys, I think, and Chanel, you can chime in anytime, is we've approved it based upon the fact that it doesn't have all the signatures, but we go ahead and approve it preliminary till all the signatures are on, and then I will sign it, which is the process anyway.
Well, Mayor Moore had a good point a few moments ago, and I know things have changed, like you said, Dan, and it's a different process now. But typically, if the soil scientist is advising the health department that it's safe to build, is that typically received well by the health department in the past?
Can I help in any way with this? And I do 20, sure, 30 of these. Okay, I'm Rich Downing. I'm the broker with Crylight. In the old days, you would have a soil scientist, you'd take it down to the health department. They would physically come out and they'd just take a look. Where's your house going to be? Where's the field going to be? Today, all I do is send in the soil map with the seal on it, and then it comes back approved. Nobody has physically come out to take a look at the property. So it's sort of like they're relying on that soil engineer. He's licensed, he's certified, whatever. So that's what I'm going through every day. I've probably got 6 soil mappings right now that are, you know, with all the influx in Ray County, that I am then sending off. So it's not, as you said, the way it was, but that's what's happening, at least on the individuals. You know, Dennis is trying to do a little bit bigger deal, but nobody's coming out to look at my property.
There's no sewer service up there.
Mayor Moore, does that resolve?
Well, it explained that this is the first time I've heard about having to deal with Hamilton County. That we've always had a health somebody from Ray County go out and do the septic, and so that just
that went away, Bill. They used to, you could go up there twice a week between 8 and 9 o'clock and catch a real person. Mm-hmm. And that went away. If you want to apply now, you have to apply online. And the same thing true of the, you know, the electrical inspector. The state's taking everything to online, and so you just can't go meet with a person from the ground resources anymore. And this is their new process. You know, it's easy for us because we do maybe one of these out of 100 or more building permits. The county deals with this like every single building permit, you know. So it's a little bit rougher than it used to be. This does say on it that this seal does not, let me read it to you exactly what it says. Signature of soil consultant does not constitute approval of this map by the Division of Water Resources. I don't know that I've ever seen one turned down by the Department of Water Resources after a soil scientist is signed off, but it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. But they're relying on the soil scientists more now than they have in the past. And, you know, Dennis has got that step done. I think I don't see a problem with acting on this. If we don't act on it, what we're doing is, you know, automatically building another month of delay into a schedule that, you know,
I'd like to avoid that.
Yeah, I would too. I'm working hard to avoid that.
Could I interject again?
Yeah.
It also states on here, Dan, that it says, I, Don Deshay, affirm that this soil map meets the standards established in the regulations to govern subsurface sewage disposal. So basically, I think what the state's doing is they're outsourcing this, you know, to these engineers, is what it seems.
That's right. So what it boils down to is we're not going to sign anything until, and Grady doesn't sign off until that plat comes in here with the signature of the Department of Groundwater Resources on it. And then I help them to get the rest of the local signatures that are easy because they come in and out of this office. And then Secretary Davis signs it last. Without that process, there's no building permit anyway. So I don't have an issue, but
I'll make the motion we approve the plat.
I'll second it.
Okay, is there any further discussion?
I'll call the roll, Bill.
Okay, hearing none, go ahead and call the roll.
Chairman Moore.
Aye.
Vice Chairman Jones.
Aye.
Secretary Davis, yes. Commissioner Charles Davis.
Yes.
Now we're approving it based upon the fact that the people in Chattanooga hadn't signed. There's a lot of other signatures that have to go on there before my signature, and I will not sign it unless everybody has signed it.
And if somebody won't sign it, it would come back to us.
That's exactly right.
So. Okay.
That's all.
No, we have one other item under new business. That was old business. We handled that under old business. So we have one other item.
What, the Able property?
That's right. That's right.
A new business is consideration of the Able property on Able Drive. And Rich, did you want to have something to say?
I do. The Able property, it's made up of that strip that's right off of Able Drive. It's about 1.9 acres. There's another 5.1 acres. That's that big field. And that's owned by 3 members of the Able property. And then there's the section where Vera and Robert, or Dan Able, have their home. Several years ago, that piece of property, part of it was zoned commercial, part of it is zoned agricultural. All of the family members, and there's 7 in total that may be involved in the various pieces, asked us to put the property on the market. We have in fact done that, and we have a buyer, or we have a contract for the strip, a 5-acre piece, and they needed the additional space that is where the Able home is, along with that strip, that little piece. And so when we reviewed that, Dan's office came back and said that the home was not zoned the same way as the other. And so we're asking that that be changed so that we can move forward with that. And the Ables understand, and I think we signed the letter that Dan has, that if this is in fact approved as commercial, while they can remain in their house for the time being, that if that house were ever to be changed, like to a lawyer's office or whatever, it cannot be changed back to a home. And I think they've signed a declaration acknowledging that. But we are asking for your consideration to please change that to zoning. I'm not at liberty to discuss who the offer is with, but we do believe that it will be beneficial to our community. I live here too. My business is here. So that's what we're asking your consideration of.
If you guys go to page 10, 11, and 12 of your packet there, the original packet that went out last week. Chanel, I don't know if you can get that on the screen or not. If you look at page 12, that is not a current land plat or current property map, okay? That's an older one. If you look at page 10, you'll see that's a copy of our zoning map, and the dark area is the C2, all right? And the lighter area is agricultural. You'll see that when that was zoned, it went to, it followed this old lot layout like you see on page 12. So, and that lot layout went away. Those properties were combined sometime later. So what actually happened is you now have the house, the lot the house is sitting on is actually, you know, about a third of it is C2 and the rest is agricultural. So in order to make a more sellable commercial lot, they would like to include the house, the land the house is on and all. The problem is, even if they do that, we have this detail hanging out where it is not commercial. So what they're asking for is to be able to change the rest of that lot to a commercial lot. Richard, did I miss anything there?
No, Dan, I think you've captured it all. Thank you.
So the zoning splits, the zoning is in the middle of the lot then.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And that, I'm going to say that that happened based on this old lot layout that went away maybe 2006. Okay. It changed somewhere in history, and it probably followed a lot line when it was done, but that lot line's gone away. So we now have a lot that's got two different zones in the same lot, and they want to make it all commercial, so that makes that a more sellable commercial lot.
Just a couple questions. There's a note here, gravel to the Trotter property. Is that an easement?
There is, if I can interject, I went back through and had the title company go back through all of the various wills. And there is, in fact, a 50-foot right-of-way. It's not specified where, but there is a 50-foot right-of-way across that lot number 1 on Dan's, the 5.51 acres of property, over to now Steve Trotter's property. Steve Trotter also is a partial owner of the strip piece of it at Dan's lot in front of that. And so he's aware of this, and everybody has acknowledged, including the prospective buyers or the buyers of that property, that they will have to give up a right-of-way. It's not a utility easement, it's just simply a right-of-way across that piece of property, and they acknowledge that.
Okay, and is Dan and Vera Abel the sole owners of these properties?
Dan and Vera Abel are the sole owner of the property in question.
Okay.
Dan, George, and Janice own that 5 acres, but of this, it is just Dan and Vera.
Okay, and where is there going to be access onto that property?
So can we bring back Dan's picture of the plats there, if I could? There is currently access right off of Abel Drive.
Okay.
And of course, there's also access off of Hiawassee Highway.
Okay.
There.
And so you're going to have access off both of them, or?
Yes.
Okay.
To rezone this will have to go to the city council, get rezoned.
That's correct. We need to make a recommendation to the city council for them to act on.
And it'll have to go through what, 2 readings, Dan?
I think that's correct. Yes, I have to post signs and you know.
So this is not going to happen overnight. Is I guess my point.
It's going to take 2 or 3 months.
Yes.
I think Richard is aware of that. We had talked early on when we first started talking about this property, and but this is the process we have to roll through. So I think Richard, you were good with the duration it takes, right?
Yes, I understand that. Our target was sometime towards the middle or end of May to be able to do a closing. We tried to leave enough time, and but we felt that it was more appropriate to have the Ables make this request sooner rather than later, so that we wouldn't be pushing all of this out.
Okay, Dan, once the property is rezoned, does it have to come back to us to remove the property lines?
Richard, are you even going to try to remove the property lines, or are you just looking for the rezone right now?
Just really the rezoning, because it's one buyer who would then combine all 3 of these pieces of property.
Okay, so then they would come back to us to remove the lines.
Yes.
One.
Yes.
You don't want to do that then. Okay.
No, because at that point, now I'm dealing with 7 heirs on one piece, 5 people on another, and then Dan and Barry. So we'll let them do it when it's one owner.
Okay. Okay.
We need to send this to the council and don't
we need to make a recommendation to the city council, correct?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Do we have further discussion on the motion to recommend to the city council on rezoning that agriculture to C2, correct?
That's correct.
Any other discussion? You know, call the roll.
Chairman Moore.
Aye.
Vice Chairman Jones.
Aye.
Secretary Davis votes yes. Commissioner Charles Davis.
Aye. Yes.
All voted yes, Bill.
Okay, we all got it approved. Okay, so we'll start the city council won't take it up until at the first Monday of next month, Dan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And
yeah, well.
Then they'd be scheduling hearings and also it's gonna take, see, March, April, let's push in May.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen.
You're welcome.
All right.
Dan, anything else?
I'm going to log off if that's okay.
Okay. Thank you for your time. Sorry it took so long.
That's okay. Thank you.
We took care of Dennis and we took care of the Able property. I think we're good.
No other business? Anything else, Dan?
We just waiting for a motion to adjourn, I reckon.
Okay. Got a second?
I'll second.
Okay, call the roll.
Hey, Charlie.
Yes.
Yes.
Give me a call sometime tomorrow.
All right. Okay.
You have my number, don't you?
Well, I did, but I kind of
618.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. 618.
6528.
6528. If I don't lose it again, I'll call you tomorrow.
If you lose it, I'll have to run over to your house.
I missed who seconded the adjourn motion.
I think put me down, Dan.
You got
Brady.
it.
Yeah.
And I just need a vote.
I think we already voted, didn't we, Dan? Didn't we, Bill?
I think we voted.
Call the roll. You got it. Okay.
We're good. Then.
We're good. Oh yes, Dan.
All right. Thank you. Gentlemen, I appreciate it. Chanel, thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Welcome on board, Chanel.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. It's fun.
Y'all have a good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.